Last week, Circle K International elected new officers during its first online conference held in place of convention. The pandemic has really forced us to find new ways to serve and to communicate. CKI took the initiative and hosted CKI Next as a replacement for the convention that was canceled. The online conference mirrored a typical CKI convention, had speakers, education, and lots of spirited conversation. So today we're going to meet the new CKI officers. We have Tana Early, who is a rising senior at the University of Alabama. Tana's going to serve as international president. We also have Joey Cain. Joey's in his final year at NYU, and Joey will serve as international vice president. So Tana, let's just begin with you. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Here's your introduction. Actually, first off, congratulations. Now, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Sure. Thank you, Ben. So like you said, I'm a rising senior at the University of Alabama. I'm studying environmental science with minors in economics and public policy. I really hope to pursue a PhD in environmental policy after I finish up at Alabama.
Fantastic. Joey, same question to you. Give us your elevator spiel. Introduce yourself.
Thank you, Ben. As you said, I'm in my final year of studies at NYU. I'm with a major in applied mathematics and a minor in computer science, and I'm serving as this year's national vice president.
Awesome, and congratulations to you as well, Joey. So Tana, you were a Key Clubber, 2-year president, in fact. What led you to Key Club, and how did that experience lead you into CKI?
Yeah, absolutely. So I found a random flyer outside of our lunchroom that said, "Hey, do you like to volunteer?" And I was like, I just figured out what volunteering is, and yes, I do. So I joined my sophomore year of high school, and then I took over my junior and senior year as club president. And it was a really extremely impactful experience for me. I had no idea what leadership was really until I got to have my own club and have my own officers and do really whatever I want. I was very grateful for the autonomy that I got from my club advisor in Key Club, and of course my Kiwanis club that supported me every step of the way. So it really led me to CKI because I went to high school in my university hometown. So I interacted with my Circle K club all the time when I was in Key Club, and I knew everyone when I started in Circle K. And actually, one of the international presidents was in Circle K Club when I was interacting with them as a Key Clubber. So it was a really formative experience for me.
Oh, fantastic. Joey, so Tana, you were a 3-year Key Clubber, 2-year president. Joey, you were a 4-year Key Clubber. Is that right?
I was, yes.
All right. So what got you involved in Key Club, and then how did that experience sort of lead you right into CKI?
Of course. Yeah. So I got involved in Key Club my first week of freshman year of high school. My brother was a past Key Clubber, and he spoke very highly of it. So that's what initially got me to go to that first meeting. And once I was there, I met the most incredible group of people I've ever met. I went on to serving on my club board for 2 years and being treasurer, and working closely with those officers with my advisor. It was one of the greatest experiences I ever had. And so I knew going into college that I wanted to be involved in the K family. I wanted to continue this onward. However, I was a bit nervous because I had moved across the country to a new school. I had no connections at NYU with regard to K family. And I was actually attracted by the tabling event that Circle K had set up. They had a little sign that said Key Clubbers here. And I walked up to it and started talking to, at that time, the president of Circle K, who would then become one of my close friends at university. So yeah, that was my transition from Key Club over to Circle K.
Awesome. So from those 2 answers, I take away 3 key things that can be taken away from Key Club, CKI, and Kiwanis clubs. 1, marketing works. Tana and Joey actually got there because of marketing in some way. Secondly, Joey's a good example. Word of mouth works. Tell your friends, tell others who are like-minded individuals about the organization and get them there. And then third, the relationships that you form are unbelievable and unmatched. So thank you both for putting that on a tee for me so we can kind of hammer that one home. So Joey, you talked a little bit about it. I want to know more about your current club's relationship with your Kiwanis club. Talk to me about that a little bit.
Of course. Well, to start off, I would not be here if it were not for Graves and Kiwanis. I have to give that a huge shout out. They have been inspirational in my journey in Circle K. We attend each other's meetings. We attend each other's events. They're a small but mighty club in the heart of Brooklyn, and they'll tell us that as a small club, they do a lot with fundraising and money. They're professionals, many of them retired. But they, being less than 20 members, can't make as much of an impact service-wise as we can. And so that's where we come in, and honest to God, we create the greatest dynamic duo, because they can help us out with the monetary side, the fundraising, those kinds of things, and we can show up there with 25 members at an event. And I had the incredible pleasure of working with them this year. They had an inspirational impact on every one of our members every time they came. And truly, our club would not be here if it weren't for them.
All right, give me the club name one more time.
Gravesend Kiwanis in Brooklyn, New York.
All right. Well, we all thank them for everything they do and for the relationship that they have with your club. Tana, you mentioned that you literally grew up in the town that you're in college in. So you've been around this club, all the clubs, Key Club, CKI, and the Kiwanis Club for quite some time. Talk to me a little bit about that relationship with, as you've seen it over the past few years.
Sure. Yeah. So like Joey mentioned, like I would be in a much farther place back in life without my Tuscaloosa Kiwanis Club. I've spent the last 7 years with them. They've really guided me. They kind of adopted our Key Club when I became president. They were not our original chartering club. So the impact that they have had on me is almost indescribable. Being able to know every Kiwanis member on a first name basis, them come up to me in the grocery store and say, "Hey, Tana, how is your chemistry class going?" That kind of incredible personal relationship is honestly something that you can't get anywhere but the K family, in my opinion. I think that had I not had them supporting me all the way through high school and college, guaranteed free meal every Monday, it was such a huge impact on my life. I remember they always encouraged me to go for leadership, and they would always say, "Tana, you're an LTG now? Wow, will you come speak to our club? We're so proud of you," and all the scholarships that they've given me. I can't speak enough for how grateful I am for the relationship I have with my Kiwanis Club.
That's fantastic. And that sort of leads me to think about a key thing that happened during CKI Next. So you kind of mentioned that people would literally come up to you and say, "Hey, congrats on, XYZ, and how's this class going? How's that class going?" The interactions there and the opportunities for relationships, but also professional development are something that I want to talk about. So during CKI Next, we experimented with an app called Glimpse, right? So the app allowed us to match Kiwanis members with CKI members, basically like speed networking, right? So Tana, I know my team, I know the comms team really worked closely with you on this, and I know you're passionate about it. The feedback was really positive from everyone involved. Talk to me a little bit about why professional development is so important to you and to both organizations.
Sure, thank you. I think that a lot of the times when you see a service club at the university level, you say, "Oh, look, they're so sweet. They're helping out the Salvation Army, ringing bells. That's great, But I think that CKI and the tenets that we really enshrine in everything we do, especially leadership, makes us much more than just a service club. I think that we are such a huge melting pot of really incredible potential leaders that have these skills and are developing these skills actively through service. It makes us a huge asset to not only Kiwanis, but the world. I think that, I think we should be partnering with Kiwanis clubs professionally because, again, we're an asset. We are a pool of really talented leaders that Kiwanians can say, "Hey, I have this internship. Do you need an internship this summer?" Especially with the job market the way it is now, we have CKI members graduating who are incredibly passionate, selfless, service-minded individuals who would be a really fantastic fit for Kiwanis members to mentor. I think that, Kiwanis is a lot bigger than Circle K. We have about 10,000 members in Circle K and a lot more than that in Kiwanis. In an ideal world, pie in the sky, every Circle K member should have a Kiwanis mentor. I think that role that Kiwanians can play in developing collegians is imperative, and especially for connecting with connecting them with, the people that they need to meet in order to succeed to their fullest potential after college.
All right. I love that answer. And I think you really kind of pointed out you said pie in the sky, but it is a reasonable goal to have with organizations this size. And it is a completely realistic goal to have. And I'm looking forward to working with both of you and your board and making sure that we can move forward in that. So thank you. It's so important to know that, and to just understand that CKI members become so effective and so confident in their communities as they serve, and they really learn how to influence and real social challenges, problems the community needs. I mean, Tana and Joey are good examples that there are so many leadership opportunities in this organization. Those are not just limited to the opportunities with formal titles like Joey and Tana have. I mean, you don't have to hold a title to be a leader in your community. Members like you and your clubs show that on campuses and in communities around the world, these are skills that transfer to professional careers. They build stronger servant leaders. So thank you for all that you both are doing there. Joey, you and I, in a previous conversation, we talked a little bit about this, but I know you served as finance committee chair this year. It's one of the things you were focused on when you were running for office, along with transparency. Talk to me about those two things and why they were so important to you and to the membership of CKI.
Of course. So last year, as you said, I served as the national finance chair. And through that role, I got to talk to numerous clubs about their finances as well as districts. And we're having an enormous problem right now with clubs wondering what the value is in paying national dues. They can see district leadership, they know what's happening on their district level, but there's a large disconnect happening from the international down to the clubs. Now, I want to attack this problem in two ways. First, we push transparency. We tell clubs what we're doing. Many of them don't even know we exist. And if they do, they tell us in the slightest in what we actually are operating on. And so I would like to first publicize our meeting minutes, publicize our goals, talk to clubs in any way that we possibly can, and yet really just gain opinions from the membership level. And the second thing I want to do is push fiscal responsibility among both national districts and clubs. So our committee did a study last year with 97 clubs, nearly a quarter of our membership. Strong relationship between how much clubs charge their members and how much that club could actually grow. And it makes sense for college students. Many of us don't have a lot of external income to pay for clubs and stuff like that. And many clubs on campus are free. And so it's hard for Circle K to advertise when we do have that dues bear. Really what I want to do with this is push transparency and be open with, hey, here is the value of being Circle K. And from that, I think, is our greatest potential to grow.
Awesome. Fantastic points. So Tana, let's kick this over to you. You've got the Kiwanis members are watching this. Like thousands of members will watch this over the next week or two. What would you like Kiwanis members to know about CKI and how they can help open SLPs in their communities? Why is CKI so important in the development of young leaders in schools and communities?
Sure. Thank you, Ben. So again, I've mentioned that CKI has developed me in so many ways, and so has Key Club, that I can't even spell them all out. But I think that it's especially important now when we're looking at the state of our world to develop leaders who think about their community first and think about the ways that their actions impact the community. I think that, Kiwanis clubs can learn a lot from CKI. We're young, we're energetic, we're innovative, and Kiwanis clubs can take a lot away from that. I think also the reward of mentoring youth like us is unmatched. I, again, speaking about my home club, they're so wonderful and they always treat me with so much respect whenever I come in. And that makes a profound impact on me. And I know that they love having me there as well. So I think that, chartering a Circle K club is one of the most rewarding things you can do from a personal standpoint, but also, again, from a professional standpoint. Circle K clubs are just powder kegs of really incredible individuals who are ready to make a difference. Your Kiwanis club can partner with us, and we can really have a huge transformative impact on the community with our skills, with our energy, And we would love to be able to network with you all in your connections and your skill set as well. So we have a lot to learn from each other, and I think that it should be a huge priority this year.
Joey, we'll do a tightened version of that answer for you, or question for you rather. Give me 3 words that describe what CKI has meant to you.
Sure. My 3 words absolutely are opportunity, growth, and relationships. First, CKI is the greatest opportunity that has ever come to anyone, whether they take it or not. There is so much availability for growth. There's so many opportunities for public speaking skills, for learning about physical things, for literally any sort of leadership that you could possibly go into for the rest of your life. You can learn. And my last one is relationships. The people that you will meet in Circle K, I honest to God think that I will be friends with for the rest of my life, whether that be other Circle Kers, Kiwanis mentors, or even just members that I meet once and then they don't come back to our club. Every little person that you meet, no matter who they are, what position they have, has an impact on you in Circle K.
It's a pretty good answer. Tana, I want to mention this as well. We talked a little bit earlier about professional development and how important that was to you, but I know that diversity, equity, and inclusion is very important to not only you and this board, but to the organization as a whole. I would like for you to talk to me a little bit about DEI and its place in CKI and in Kiwanis.
Sure. Thanks, Ben. So diversity, equity, and inclusion is extremely important to me and all CKI members this year. It should be a priority every year because we should seek to have clubs who are a reflection of our community in CKI and in Kiwanis. We are the people who are driving change and positive social interactions in our community, and we should do that with the intention of equity, with racial equity, with racial justice. It's so important to understand what is going on in our world today, and it is so important to connect with CKI members, future Kiwanians, about how we can make our society more just. It's so important to understand the Black Lives Movement and what that means in the context of the Kiwanis family, that we really need to initiate those conversations. Can't hurt to talk about it, So please, I implore you to reach out to your CKI chapter, to your Key Club chapter, and start those conversations and say, hey, maybe I don't quite understand this. Could you tell me more? And seek to have a Kiwanis club that is as diverse as your community. So those are really some big priorities we have in CKI this year. Thank you.
All right, Tana, we'll do the 3-word game with you too. Give me 3 words. So I can tell just by talking to you, we've had a few conversations and some limited interactions last year when you were on the board as well. I can tell you're in. You're a Key Clubber, you're CKI, you're gonna continue. Give me 3 words to describe what you want Kiwanis to be and to continue to aspire to as you move into Kiwanis clubs after you move through CKI.
Sure. So when I'm a Kiwanian, I think my 3 priorities for myself, for my club, for my district, and my community of Kiwanis members, I'll go point by point. Number 1, diversity. I think that Kiwanis should be a welcoming, inclusive, equitable, diverse place for everyone who wants to volunteer. I think that we have a huge opportunity, and I think we're missing it right now. I want Kiwanis to reach out to people who are different from them, make them feel welcome so that we can serve the community as, a reflection of the community. Second, of course, network. I want to be there for my Key Club and Circle K members. I want them to have the opportunities that I did and the network that I did in Circle K and Key Club. And then cheerleader, I think that cheering our youth on is so incredibly important, especially right now. I'll be honest with you, when I thought about running for president, I was like, Tana, do you really want to do that this year? It's scary, and there's so much going on. And the messages that I've received from my home club, my Kiwanians, saying, Tana, we're so glad, we're so proud of you for doing this. If you ever need anything, let us know. That really made me feel a lot better about kind of where I am in the world. So those are my 3.
Those are good 3. So I think we can all agree that involvement as a student in CKI is life-changing in a variety of ways. And I will tell you that every Kiwanian that I speak with, when we talk about SLPs, they will tell you without hesitation, it's the best thing we do as Kiwanis Club. Without hesitation, every club that has a close relationship with CKI Club or Key Clubs they'll tell you how impactful it has been to the Kiwanis Club. It's one of the best projects a Kiwanis Club can undertake. We know that a lot of our clubs, a lot of our members, we know we ask a lot of them, but the opportunity to work closely with young leaders like Joey, like Tana, like their board, like Alex and Caroline in Key Club, that's something we take very seriously, and you don't get that opportunity frequently. So students need that hands-on leadership. In CKI, they learn by leading their peers, but they also learn by working with and leading in ways the adults that are in Kiwanis clubs. The beauty of it is it's not a one-way street. The students can teach Kiwanians of all ages a thing or two. Like, we all have some stuff to learn. So leaders like Tana and Joey, along with their board, they represent the present and the future of this organization. So we need to give them a voice, and we need to listen. So thank you both for joining me today. I'm so excited to work with you and to work with your board. I can't thank you enough. If there's anything else that you ever need from us, let us know. Madam President, I'll give it to you. Is there anything you want to say to the members or to the Kiwanians?
Yeah, thank you, Ben. Thank you for having us. Just last piece of advice, please reach out to your Circle K club, mentor them. We need you. Please charter an SOP club. If you have a college in your community, charter a Circle K club. You all have a profound difference on our lives, and we are so incredibly grateful for you. Please, welcome us to your club. Welcome others who are different from you to your club, and we really appreciate you taking the time to listen to us. Thank you.
All right, that's about the best marketing spiel I can give right there. So, Tana, Joey, thank you both. 2 weeks from now, we'll do another lunch with a leader, and we'll see you all then. Thank you.
Thank you.